ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Uvera. We're going to be talking about ratios quiz number 1 for class 621. Question 1. Write 3 different ratios for the following picture. The 2 different types of ratios that we can write are, part-to-part ratios and part-to-whole ratios. The part-to-part, every time I try to write the L, it changes the page for me. All right, so the part-to-part references part of the picture. For example, my squares, 3 squares, to my 4 triangles. Or I can flip it around and say my 4 triangles to the 3 squares. Either way, the squares and the triangles are each part of the whole. If I talk about part to whole, we can compare the part of the squares to the total number of symbols, which is 7, not 10. I was thinking about our review. Or 7 total symbols to 3 squares. Or I can talk about the triangles, which is 4, to my total symbol 7. Or flip the ratio around 7 to 4, total to number of triangles. So those are 6 different ratios that we could have written for this picture. Part 2. Write 3 different forms for one of your ratios in question 1. I'm going to take the very first one, 3 to 4, and the first form we write it in is using the colon. The second form would be writing with the word 2 in between the 3 and the 4, and the last is in fraction form where the 3 is in the numerator and the 4 is in the denominator. Number 3, write a description for the following ratio 1 to 12. When we're writing ratios, we use the words for every. So we have for every, let's say 1 carton, there are 12 eggs. You could use any 2 different items to compare. For every 1 pair of shoes, I have 12 socks. For every 1 banana I eat 12 pieces of chocolate. It could be anything, especially if your 2 items are different. Number 4, explain whether the ratios are equivalent. To figure out if they're equivalent, we're going to write them one on top of the other. And I'm going to leave a little bit of space because I'm going to reduce these to lower terms. So let's start with the top one. 21 to 24, I can divide both of these numbers by 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So the lowest terms for that is 7/8. Let's take a look at the one just underneath. 28 is divisible by 4. So I'm going to divide 28 by 4, which gives me 7. And 32 divided by 4 gives me 8. So both of these reduce down to the same lowest terms of 7/8, which makes them equivalent. I wanted to show the other strategy that we talked about in class, and that's by cross-multiplying. So if I write these both as fractions, 21 over 24 and 28 over 32, we can cross-multiply these. So 24 times 28 on one side, will it equal 21 times 32? The product for both of these is 672. So in this case, they are equivalent, and it says explain. So yes, they are equivalent. Because their lowest terms are both 7 to 8. Now I don't have enough space, but if you use the other strategy, you could have said when I multiply the means and extremes, or when I cross multiply, both products equal 672. Number 5, complete the ratio table. So it says for every 14 purple pens, Miss Uvera has 7 green pens. So 14 goes on the purple line, first line, 7 goes on the first line for green. And then we're going to increase by the multiples of 14. So 14, 28, 42, and last 56. Over here we have 7, 14, 21, and 28. Number 6. Miss Uvera is baking brownies to bring to school and share with her students for her birthday. The recipe requires 7 eggs for every 5 cups of sugar. To have enough brownies for all of her students, Miss Uvera determined she would need 45 cups of sugar. If she has 5 dozen eggs, will she have enough eggs to make the brownies? Show your work. So we're going to start with a ratio, and it's eggs to sugar. 7 eggs to 5 cups of sugar. And we determined, or she determined, she needs 45 cups of sugar. So we're going to find out how many eggs she needs for that. 5 times 9 gives us 45. So that means 7 times 9 is how many eggs we would need, and that's 63. Now, we know she has 5 dozen eggs. In a dozen, there are 12 eggs. So 5 times 12 gives us 60, and she needs 63. So no, she will not have enough. Because she has 60 eggs, but needs 63 eggs. All right, on to number 7. Miss Pancheri likes to jog and play tennis. For every 4 minutes she jogs, she plays 6 minutes of tennis. Draw a tape diagram. So first we're going to label jogging and tennis. And for jogging, we're going to have 4 boxes, because that's how many minutes that she jogs for. And for tennis, we're going to have 6 boxes. And I'm going to try to line it up so my first 4 of the tennis are directly under the 4 of the jogging, and then add in those last 2 boxes. Number 8, from the information in question 7, if the ratio stays the same, that's our jogging for 4, and our tennis has 6, and Miss Pancheri plays 48 minutes of tennis. How much time did she spend running? So 48 minutes of tennis means I'm going to circle my boxes of tennis, and that's 48 minutes worth. Since I have 6 boxes, I need to figure out how many minutes are going to go into each box. So we have 48 divided by 6 gives us 8 minutes in each box. And since each of these boxes have the same unit value, 8 goes up into each box for the jogging as well. And to find out how much time is spent jogging, we're going to multiply our 8 in each box times the 4 boxes, and that gives us 32 minutes spent jogging. Number 9. We're using the same ratio again. Jogging is 4, and tennis is 6. And again, I'm trying to line up those 4. For the first 4 of tennis, just underneath the jogging. And if the ratio stays the same, Miss Pancheri plays 28 more minutes of tennis. How much time did she spend running? So I'm looking at the extra boxes of tennis that we have, and we have 2 more boxes here. And that represents 28 minutes of tennis. So 28 divided by 2 gives us 14 minutes, and that's going to go inside each box. 14. And again, I'm going to fill in the 14 into each box for jogging as well. And to figure out how much time she spent jogging, we're going to multiply 14 times the 4 boxes. And that's 56 minutes. And the last question, number 10, again, we're working with the same ratio of jogging to tennis. Jogging is 4 boxes, and tennis is 6 boxes. And now our keywords are, if the ratio stays the same and Miss Pincherry exercises for a total of 50 minutes, that's running and tennis, how much time did she spend running and how much time did she spend playing tennis? So total means I have to group it all together. So all of those boxes that I circled represents the 50 minutes that she spent running or jogging and playing tennis. And I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes. So I'm going to divide my 50 minutes by the 10 boxes to tell me how much goes into each box, and that's 5. 5 in each box for the tennis and the jogging. So my jogging, we have 5 in each box times 4 boxes. That's 20 minutes. And for my tennis, we have 5 minutes in each box times 6 boxes. That gives us 30 minutes. And as a check, we can do 20 plus 30. That does give us a total of 50 minutes. So that's it for the quiz. If you still have questions, please see me in class. Have a good day.